Alright. What is up, guys? It's your boy Moo. Now, today we're doing another video. Today we're to a video called we back doing another NBA video. We did like probably like 5 videos in a row of these. It is basically because the playoffs is in session. You know what I mean? I haven't been able to really watch all the games because I kind of be living under a rock. You know what I mean? And I really, like, me, what I like to do is I like to just play 2K or just go out the hoop. You know what I'm saying? Because I have other shit to worry about. I should be watching more basketball, but I'm not really that, like, in tune with it. I learned to just rather play than just watch. You know what I mean? Like, I'm that type of person. Like, I don't really watch how to play like that. I kind of just go out and see what I can do. And yeah. We just gonna get to the video though. I hope y'all finna enjoy this one. This one is called Chris Paul warned us about Shai Alexander, but nobody listened. I want to hear what Chris Paul said about Shai Alexander. I really want to hear. I want to see if he predicted anything.
All right.
Cause he might know, like, Chris Paul's a guard himself.
Nobody's been able to guard this man one-on-one like
Yeah, the hardest guard in the NBA. You know, he's the hardest guy to come in the NBA.
Steps back on the three.
He's a sniper from anywhere on the court.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at basketball.
During the 2019-20 season, Chris Paul used to invite a few of the younger Thunder players over to his place on off nights. They'd sit on the couch, put a game on the big screen, and Paul would have another one playing on his iPad. 2 games at once, and he wasn't just watching, he was teaching. He'd pause the broadcast and break down a pick and roll, point out a defender's tendency, explain why a specific screen angle created a mismatch.
Oh, they watching old
3
ones,
passes
old
later.
film. I like this. I like this. I like this. I like the way you did that, Chris Paul. Y'all watching old film. Y'all not just watching like current, modern day
Guys
stuff.
sitting next to him, make them think, make them see basketball the way he saw it. One of those guys on the couch was a 21-year-old in his second NBA season. Quiet, long, unbelievably smooth for someone that young. He'd been
So that
traded
nigga been nonchalant before he even went to the Thunder, or before he even like got in the habit of actually like dropping,
to the
points like
city a
that.
week before Paul arrived.
Paul George headed to the Clippers. The Thunder gets Shai Alexander, a 20-year-old promising second-year player.
Part of the Paul George deal that was supposed to begin a decade-long rebuild.
They don't want you to know about it.
Oh, George.
Hey, did you know you might get a big cash payout if you were in a car accident up to 1 year ago, even if you weren't driving? Just click.
His name was Shai Alexander, and Chris Paul saw something in him that nobody else was ready to believe. 5 years later, Alexander is the reigning NBA MVP, the reigning NBA champion, and is averaging 31.
I ain't gonna lie though, as much as I hate on Shai, I can admit he's a good player. It's just I don't like the way that nigga plays, bro. Like, he will literally call a foul for just breathing on him, bro. He will call a foul just for you being in the vicinity. You can step on this nigga's shoes, he gonna call a foul on it, bro. That's crazy to me. I'm not even gonna
while
lie.
leading the Thunder to the best record in the Western Conference for the 2nd straight season. Chris Paul never won a championship in 20 years. His protege did it in his 6th. And the thing that makes this story different from every other mentorship
Maybe stepping on somebody's shoes is a foul. I'm stupid. I'm not even
narrative
gonna lie.
in basketball is
I'm
that
about to
it
actually did it
almost
wrong.
never
I'm about to
happens.
look that shit up too.
In the
Watch
summer of
this.
2019, Oklahoma City blew everything up. They traded Paul George to the Clippers for Alexander and a mountain of draft picks.
They traded for Paul George tonight, and they are sending to Oklahoma City essentially a record collection of draft picks, 4 first-round picks, 4 unprotected future first-round picks, a protected...
Oh, they said it's a foul. I said that wrong. I could have actually used another analogy. I'm dumb now.
Pick, 2 pick swaps, and outstanding rookie point guard Shai Alexander, Danilo Gallinari.
Days later, they sent Russell Westbrook to Houston for Chris Paul and more picks. In the span of a week, the Thunder went from a playoff team to a teardown project. Paul was...
First of all, my thing is why would y'all think it's okay to trade Russell Westbrook for Chris Paul? That's not even going to end right. Like, we low-key seeing that now. Why did y'all do that? Like, that was the dumbest decision to ever make. Like, I get Russell Westbrook was probably trying to get out of there by any means. But for Chris Paul, though? And I'm pretty sure at that point, the nigga was probably a vet. Like, he wasn't in his prime anymore.
He's 34.
None of them
He
niggas was in their prime anymore.
had every reason to be frustrated. He'd just been shipped to a rebuilding team in a small market with no path to contention. Nobody expected him to care. The assumption was that he'd ride out his contract and get traded to a contender by the deadline. Instead, he did the opposite. He showed up every day like it was the most important season of his career, and he chose to pour everything he knew into the kid who was supposed to be Oklahoma City's future. The on-court stuff was obvious. Paul taught Gilgeous-Alexander
You know what? That had to be a smart decision. That had to be a smart decision.
how to control a game at
That probably was a
pace,
smart decision.
how to use the mid-range as a weapon when everyone else was launching threes, how to manipulate pick-and-roll coverage with footwork instead of athleticism, how to draw fouls. The last one became a signature. Paul told Shai directly, "Bro, you're 6'6". If I can do this at 6'1", you should be doing it. What are you doing here?" But the real education happened off the court. Gilgeous-Alexander has said it multiple times. Chris Paul was the first person he'd ever been around who treated the lifestyle of being an NBA player like a discipline. How to eat, how to lift during the season, not just the summer, how to get treatment, how to study film with purpose instead of just watching it. One morning on an off day during an early road trip, Paul called him, "Let's go lift." Shai was confused. He thought lifting was a summer activity. Paul explained in detail why in-season lifting was essential for staying healthy, which muscles to target, and why. They became regular lifting partners after that. Paul also brought Lu Dort, the undrafted rookie, an iPad so he could study film properly.
You know what? Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need a mentor like that. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Maybe I need a mentor like that. That'll actually tell you why you should be doing this, why you should be doing that, what stuff to use as a weapon on the court and everything else. I will be a really great player if I had somebody like that. Because y'all gotta realize, me having ADHD and all that, and me, you know, it's like I have really special abilities. Like when they actually put the use, like if you tell me to go do one thing on the court, I'll be able to do it. Like I will literally go and do it. Just don't tell me to do a bunch of shit. But if it's one objective, bro, I will really race to go do that shit. And I would do it actually like, I don't know what it is, but it's just, I could just do it perfect the first or second time. It's like,
Because Dort was on a two-way contract and couldn't afford one. That's who Chris Paul was in Oklahoma City. Not a bitter veteran running out the clock, a teacher who happened to still be one of the best point guards alive. That Thunder team was supposed to be the worst in the league. They finished 44-28, made the playoffs, took the Rockets to 7 games in the first round before James Harden blocked Dort's potential series-winning shot at the buzzer.
I'm going to keep it a bean. I feel like Shai would have still been good without Chris Paul if you really think about it. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong now. Because I'm pretty sure Chris Paul didn't tell this nigga to be going over here and be foul beating and shit. That's what he be trying to do, bro. Chris Paul game was never that crazy, was it?
Got it back, tried to throw it off Harden, and missed.
This may be the last ad you ever see.
But you
Because
can't
of the
really
free
tell he been
ad
trained by
from
Chris
the one
Paul.
shopping, you
He probably a product of Chris Paul, but yeah.
7th in MVP voting at 34 years old. But even then, the leading scorer on that team wasn't Paul. It was Gilgeous-Alexander. 19 points a game in his second year. A massive jump from his rookie season in LA. And everyone around the organization could see it. The kid was different. Then Paul was traded to Phoenix, and Gilgeous-Alexander was on his own. The next 2 seasons, the Thunder tanked. Deliberately. OKC was stockpiling picks and developing young talent, and Shai was the centerpiece of it all. He averaged 23.7 points in his third year, then 24.5 in his fourth. His efficiency climbed every season. His mid-range game became automatic. His free throw rate exploded just like Paul taught him. But the wins weren't there. The Thunder were losing on purpose. And for a player as competitive as Gilgeous-Alexander, that's a test of patience that breaks most people. Stars on losing teams get frustrated. They request trades, they disengage. Shai never did. He just kept getting better, kept trusting the process that Sam Presti was building, kept coming to work the way Paul taught him to. And then everything turned. In 2023-24, the Thunder went from lottery team to the #1 seed in the West. Gilgeous-Alexander averaged over 30 points a game and finished second in MVP voting. The roster Presti had built around him, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Lu Dort, the pieces all started fitting together at once. They lost in the second round to Dallas. It stung. but the foundation was undeniable. The following year, 2024-25, they came back even better. Gilgeous-Alexander won the MVP.
Last night, the Thunder's own
I ain't gonna lie,
Shai
Chris Paul did produce a championship, though, if you do think about it. Because all they needed, Oklahoma City Thunder, all they need to do after that was get, like, good lottery picks or get, like, good draft picks. That's all they had to do. They had to get good young talent, but they already had Shai that was already on progress. He already had all this progress from Chris Paul and being taught by him and all that. I feel like some other teams really need to do that. I feel like LeBron can really do that shit. They should really try that with LeBron before he leave. Like, I'm not gonna say to train Bronny, but trade him somewhere and then trade a player like Cooper Flag. Don't trade Cooper Flag. Actually, I ain't gonna lie, the Mavs do not deserve Cooper Flag. I'll be real with you. I don't like the way they betray Luka like that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I would say trade off somebody like as big as Luka. Trade off somebody as big as Cooper Flag, right? Like the same height, basically. Not, famous and all that. Like the same height. And then basically put him out there with LeBron, right? And have LeBron, because look, even Michael Beasley said, right, when he was on the team with LeBron, he used to follow LeBron's eating diets and all that. Like, he really used to actually follow this nigga's eating schedules and everything. He used to do that shit. So I feel like LeBron deadass was a mentor before you really got to think about it. So imagine, right, if you just get a player same size as LeBron, or maybe like a little bit taller, and then have LeBron mentor him for like a season or 2 seasons, right? Because LeBron, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna give you, I don't think LeBron really gonna retire this early. It's not early, to be real, because he should be retired already. Everybody from his era is already out. Like, everybody is already out. There ain't nobody left from that joint for real. So yeah, before he leave out, he gotta kind of like pass the torch. You know what I mean? He probably really could teach. I feel like he could teach Bryce how to do that. I'm not even gonna lie. Have him somewhere with Bryce, and then, cause the thing is, it's in Bryce's genes already. That's his son. Y'all gotta realize it. So if he basically mentor him, and then leave him there again, like retire, and Bryce already know the whole, like, game plan LeBron be doing, like, for his whole 20 seasons and 23 seasons and all that, right? That'll be tough. That'll be tough. And then we basically have another LeBron. It's kind of going to be like, y'all know how you got Dell Curry and you got Stephen Curry? Like, Bronny will be like more of a Dell Curry. I think, is Dell Curry the other brother, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. Wait, let me actually, is Dell Curry the dad or the brother? Oh, Dell Curry is the dad. I'm stupid. So yeah, I'm dumb. I said that wrong. Basically, it's kind of gonna be like Steph Curry and Seth Curry. You gonna have one that's better than the other. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Bryce is gonna be better than Bronny if LeBron is interested in even being a mentor for that long. That could work. That could work. Him being a mentor for like a season, cause he probably already be teaching his sons what to do anyway. But I feel like if he really just have Bryce and them follow like his eating routines, his lifting, all that other type of stuff. And Bryce is damn near his same height. I think Bryce like 6'5" or 6'6" or something like that, right? I feel like he can definitely do that because LeBron was around that height when he actually came out of high school into the draft. And he was still doing a lot of remarkable stuff. So at the end of the day, I dead ass feel like that could work. LeBron James could take the Chris Paul route and then retire. So basically, he already passed the torch to win his gifts. He don't gotta pass it to a random player that he knows. You know what I mean? Like, is already like a passed on gene. You know what I mean? Or timeline. That'll be tough. This nigga really produced Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's wild. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with Shai, bro, but it's just like the foul baiting is
He
crazy.
rolled through the Western
That's the only
Conference,
thing I don't like.
beat Minnesota in the conference finals, and then in the NBA finals against Indiana,
Like,
they
that's not
finished the
fair.
job. The Oklahoma City Thunder won their first championship in franchise history.
The Thunder have taken the NBA by storm for the
That's
first time.
tough.
The NBA champion resides in Oklahoma City.
And when Gilgeous-Alexander was given his MVP trophy during that playoff run, he looked into the crowd and saw a familiar face sitting next to his wife. It was Chris Paul. He'd flown in for the ceremony without telling anyone. Caught me off guard, Shai said afterwards, smiling. I had to double take, but then I seen it was Chris. I was like, all right, cool.
It was amazing. Caught me off guard. I had to like double take. So who's that saying my wife? I got a little tight, but then I seen it was Chris. I was like, all right, cool.
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name even if you're
My
not
question
ready to
is
launch
this:
your
why do
business.
all NBA players have like white girlfriends and shit? Like, y'all niggas, like, do y'all niggas give money and don't like black girls no more? Like, is that the thing? Like, I never understood that ever in my life. Why y'all do that? That nigga Kobe did it. That nigga Shai Gilgeous-Alexander do it. That nigga who else out there doing that shit? I don't know, but it's like y'all be
Paul was there for the
just
finals.
having white girlfriends.
Watching
Man. I
from
never
courtside.
understood that.
20
ever in my
years in the
life.
league, and he never won a ring himself, but there he was, watching the kid he mentored hold the trophy he never could. That's part of the story that people don't sit with long enough. Chris Paul is one of the greatest point guards in basketball history.
We not here
All-time
for that though. I don't know why I just brung that up, but that's just something I really want to talk about. Like, I don't know why y'all niggas get money and then y'all switch to dating white girls. I never understood that.
All-Star, Hall of Famer,
That's stupid.
and his one season in Oklahoma City, the one that looked like a footnote at that time, ended up being the most important thing he ever did for the game. This season, the Thunder are the best team in basketball again. Gilgeous-Alexander is averaging 31.5 points and nearly 7 assists. He's scored 30 or more in 41 games. The defending champions are the #1 seed in the West, and there is no sign of slowing down. Chris Paul retired earlier this year. The Clippers traded him to Toronto in February, and the
I did not
Raptors
know
waited.
that.
It wasn't the ending a Hall of Famer deserved.
Damn, he out
No,
here already? Wait. When was this? Oh, this is a month ago. Okay.
No farewell tour, no last
crazy,
game at
though.
home, just a press release and a quiet exit. During All-Star Weekend, Gilgeous-Alexander was asked about it. He said he wished Paul had gotten his flowers, and then he said something that should be remembered for a long time. Chris was special for my career. He was the first person that I was around to really take care of their body, show me the importance of the weight room. His life was really like a regimen, and it allowed him to be successful.
I can say one thing too. I stick to the weight room as well. The fact that some NBA players actually think that's a summer thing, and they still be really good at ball is kind of crazy to me. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, me as a normal nigga, I be in the weight room damn near every part of the week, my nigga, and then I just go hoop, or even before that. And these people are better than me, and I be in the weight room literally, bro. That's kind of crazy. So you really think about this, it's either they gotta be forced to be in a weight room, so they don't make it as a choice of theirs. Like, that's what they mean, but I don't know.
They didn't just take what Paul taught him and become a great individual player. He became the kind of
Because you like
leader
in
who
college,
has
bro, you
control.
have to be in a weight
The
room.
Thunder's entire culture runs on the foundation Paul built in that single season. The film study, the lifting, the obsessive attention to detail, it's seeped into everything. Shai's father, Vaughn Alexander, summed it up at the finals last summer. He said Paul taught his son how to eat, how to sleep, how to read defenses, how to draw fouls, and then he said the thing that connects all of it. We learned that from Chris Paul, let's be real. One season, that's all it was. 1 year sharing a locker room with a 34-year-old point guard who could have mailed it in and nobody would have blamed him. Instead, Paul chose to invest in a kid, on a team going nowhere, in a city that wasn't his. That kid became the MVP, won a championship, built a dynasty,
That's
and every
tough.
time he's asked about it, he points back to the same person. Chris Paul warned us about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Not just with words, not with a quote or a prediction. He warned us by giving him everything he...
LeBron James is what. Wait, we about to watch this, because what the fuck? Nah, we watching this game. What? A nigga 10,000 years ago is... Okay, bro, wait.
See if your service or your spouse's service qualifies you for membership.
Wait, let's see what this says, bro.
Imagine
'Cause what
being
the
able to
fuck?
build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
LeBron James is exactly what Aristotle warned us about over 2,000 years ago. Not
Bro.
because LeBron is corrupt. The warning Aristotle buried inside his philosophy was quieter than that, and in some ways far more unsettling. It was the warning about the complete man. The man who masters everything. The man who absorbs every role, fills every gap, dominates every category, and in doing so, leaves the world around him structurally diminished.
The NBA's all-time scoring record now belongs to LeBron James.
LeBron James has now played 22 seasons in the NBA.
Y'all
That's
is
the
lying.
problem
That
Aristotle
nigga.
predicted. Not his greatness, the
Let me see what
totality.
y'all talking about.
In the 4th century BC, a philosopher named Aristotle wrote extensively about what it meant for a human being to truly flourish. He called that flourishing eudaimonia, and it wasn't a feeling. It wasn't happiness in the modern sense of the word. It was the condition
Sound like
of
a
a man
vocal
who had
stem.
fully actualized every capacity he possessed. Physical excellence, intellectual excellence, social excellence, moral excellence. Everything firing at its highest possible level, simultaneously sustained over a lifetime. Aristotle called the man who achieved this the great-souled man, the magnanimous man, and he genuinely believed that such a person could exist. He was not speaking metaphorically. He was describing a standard that, if met completely, would represent the absolute ceiling of human development. He had no way of knowing that 24 centuries later, a kid from Akron, Ohio, would force his entire framework into crisis. To understand why Aristotle framework matters here, you have to understand what the Greeks meant by arete. We translate it as virtue, but that translation is dangerously narrow. For the Greeks, arete meant excellence in the performance of any function. A sword had arete if it cut with precision. A horse had arete if it ran with power. A man had arete if he did everything that a man was capable of doing, and he did it at the highest possible level. Courage was arete. Rhetoric was arete. Physical strength was arete. Intelligence was arete. The crucial point Aristotle was making is that genuine human excellence wasn't specialization, it wasn't being extraordinary at one thing, it was being extraordinary at everything. And here's where the philosophy starts to develop a hidden fracture, because Aristotle also believed that this kind of comprehensive excellence required resources, status, space, freedom from constraint. He wrote that a man who is friendless, powerless, and weak will find almost no opportunity to exercise real virtue, and what little he accomplishes won't matter much. Greatness needed room. The problem is what happens when one man takes all the room. Here's what the stat sheet says about LeBron James. He's the NBA's all-time leading scorer, having passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in 2023. He's the only player in the history of the league to record 40,000 points, 11,500 rebounds, and 11,500 assists. He's the only player in NBA history to reach 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10,000 assists simultaneously. He holds the record for the most All-Star selections and the most All-NBA team selections in league history, with 22 and 21 respectively, including a record 13 first-team selections. He's the only player in NBA history with multiple 40-point games after his 40th birthday. Those numbers are not a biography, they're a philosophical argument. But it's not just about what he does. It's about how many different things he does at the same time in the same possession against the same defense. It's not a role, that's 5 roles collapsed into one body. Aristotle's great-souled man was a theoretical idea. LeBron made him a box score. The NBA, like every society Aristotle ever described, runs on hierarchy. It has a single currency that determines legacy, and that currency is the championship ring. Every GOAT argument, every historical comparison, every claim to legitimate greatness eventually circles back to the same scoreboard. How many did you win? And not just how many, but how. Were you the reason? Was it your kingdom, your team, your sacrifice that built the thing? The NBA has always rewarded not just winning, but the specific kind of winning that makes a man undeniable in retrospect. Aristotle would have recognized this immediately. He wrote that the great-souled man requires external recognition to truly exercise his virtue. It's not enough to be excellent in private. The excellence must be seen, acknowledged, and confirmed by the community around you. The ring is the community's acknowledgement. The throne is real only if the people treat it as real. LeBron has 4 of them. Rings won in 3 different cities with 3 different franchises and 3 very different supporting casts.
If we keep it in the
2012 in
beam,
Miami,
nigga,
2016 in Cleveland,
bro,
2020.
you was just associating philosopher words with a actual like man that wasn't even described, bro. I'm gonna be real with you. They don't even sound like that nigga was talking about LeBron. You could put it into a perspective, okay? You could put it into a perspective of LeBron, but he wasn't talking about LeBron, bro. This is just a person that there's a lot of people that could be like this in the future, bro. LeBron just not the only one to be like
In the
that.
Orlando bubble with the Lakers, the 2016 championship in particular.
This
is the one
nigga's
the
just
NBA
putting shit
returns to
into his
constantly because
perspective,
Cleveland
bro.
trailed Golden State 3-1 in the finals.
He's just this.
And what LeBron
This
did
nigga
across the
is
next
describing LeBron himself. Erasto, whatever his name is, that nigga didn't do that. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This is the end of the video. I ain't even gonna hold you, man. I'm not finna watch the rest of this. He basically just this nigga. He basically just glazing and showing how great LeBron is, bro. That's all. I kind of get sick of y'all keep doing that too, bro. Like everybody knows already, bro. Unless it's a Jordan fan, bro. Say something, okay? Unless it's a Jordan fan, bro, I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Say something. But damn, y'all niggas keep. Y'all always keep talking about LeBron, bro. Like I understand LeBron is a great player, bro, but y'all don't have to keep over and over telling people this and describing people. I'm telling y'all, bro, the way y'all talk about this man, bro, I feel like in 12,000 years when we all done, we all don't exist no more, bro. Y'all gonna have people thinking this nigga was a god or something, bro. Like, I'm really sick of y'all with this shit. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, on some real shit, I think that's what it's gonna lead to, bro. Like, this shit is ridiculous, bro. I wonder who else they gonna think. You know what I'm saying? Who else they gonna think about like that? But I ain't gonna lie, that's the end of the video. Y'all stay safe out there. It's your man's Mo. We living, man.